man hits, well, then everybody hits. A record inning and a short in the scoreboard. Today, Brandon Webb looks to keep the runs off that board as Cole Hamels follows suit. A Cy Young caliber battle right now in Philadelphia. From Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. You know these Diamondbacks would love to win their second consecutive series on the road and take it into the All-Star break. I did say they would love it. And you can see with regard to the standings the difference that it has made, and the Dodgers just haven't been able to grab hold of opportunities in the past. Well, a game was gained with the win yesterday. That game on Fox later on. The Dodgers lost to the Florida Marlins. A 2-game lead. Love to make it 3. Love to make it 3 heading into the All-Star break. We love hanging out with you. He's Mark Grace. I am Darren Sutton. And if you like pitching, you will love this matchup. And here's the key. All you youngsters out there, these two pitchers, neither one of them have Nolan Ryan or Randy Johnson's fastball. They're not overpowering. One of them already has a Cy Young. The other one might win one soon. Cole Hamels against Brandon Webb. This is a fabulous matchup.
I can't wait to get this one started. The left-handed Cole Hamels, one of the best change-ups in the game, and the right-hander Brandon Webb. We all know about his sinker. He's developed one of the best change-ups in the game as well. Changing speed and throwing strikes, that's what makes these two successful.
You know, we always lift up Dan Herron for so few base runners on base. Hamels has been right with them all year long. This is going to be a fabulous, fabulous matchup. Cole Hamels going head-to-head with Brandon Webb. Again, trying to win a series in a very tough spot. The first place Philadelphia Phillies. There's no doubt about it. It should be fun. The declaration of offense. It came alive. An 8-run fourth inning for these Diamondbacks yesterday, and they loved getting their hitting back on track. Baseball is next from the city of brotherly love. FSN Arizona presents Diamondbacks Baseball, brought to you by Pennzoil Platinum Full Synthetic, our ultimate clean, your ultimate feeling. By Jack in the Box, where we don't make it till you order it. Then by Southwest Airlines. With Southwest Airlines, you're now free to be more productive. Visit southwest.com today. Another sellout here in Philadelphia, and certainly glad to have you back with us. Mark Grace, Darren Sutton, Mark McClune will be joining us along the way. Something tells me the Philly Fanatic may be joining us up here in the booth as well. What a first half it has been. The roller coaster ride has been unforgettable for these Diamondbacks, and it's about to come to an end. We're thrilled to be bringing you baseball on another great day to be at the ballpark, and we're doing so brought to you by FSN in high definition. Hamels completes his warm-up tosses. He has 9 victories this year. The offense, it arrived. I'm telling you, folks, it arrived. I would imagine most of you have read about it or watched the game with Matt and Mark with the call on Fox yesterday. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Arizona Diamondbacks as they get ready to go head-to-head with Cole Hamels, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Stephen Drew, Connor Jackson, Orlando Hudson, Mark Reynolds, Chad Tracy. Look what he has done of late. And Chris Young, trying to get him going. Chris Burke is in right field. Robbie Hammock does the catching. And Brandon Webb is on the mound. Left-hander, he's only 24. Colbert Michael Hamels. 19 starts, 9-6, and a 3.18 ERA. Look what he's done his last 7 starts.
He's just been terrific. He's one of the bright stars in the National League. Young, very talented, a big, tall left-hander. Throws maybe 90 miles an hour. One of the better changeups you'll see. So the Diamondbacks are going to have to really focus and stay on top of the baseball today.
And we know with changeups, like the one thrown by Brandon Webb, that makes your fastball, no matter its velocity, that much better if he's commanding it. We've got a whale of a ball game for you today, and we are underway from Philadelphia. That is strike one at 89 miles an hour to Stephen Drew.
And that's what you'll see a lot of, strikes from Cole Hamels.
There's the breaking ball. We get the first look at that pitch, a slow bender at 76 miles an hour. Stephen at 262 with 12 home runs, 33 RBIs. He pitched in yesterday. He was 2 for 4, and he scored a pair of runs. I think the key more than anything to set the tone, Mark Grace, obviously a big inning's important, but the first inning's important. They did that yesterday.
Well, Stephen Drew and Connor Jackson got the tone set early yesterday, and they didn't quit hitting.
What was that fourth inning like?
Well, it was one of the most amazing innings I've seen, because the first two batters of the inning were just retired in about 3 pitches. And then 8 runs later, it was over, thanks to that fella.
Stephen Drew out front of that one. He puts it on the ground. Everyone on the top step watching this ball game. A lot of them about to go on vacation for a while. And Stephen Drew is erased on a ground ball out. It's a good shot right there. Everyone pitching in yesterday, and I think you find yourself, you tell me, I mean, you played this game for a long time, had a wonderful career. You get to this last game, you reflective at all of the things that happened in the first half, or are you just looking forward for a breather?
Well, both.
You reflect,
you're certainly looking forward to the breather, especially this time of year. It's hot everywhere in the country, so you're playing a lot of games where you lose 5 or 6 pounds every single afternoon. So you certainly want the break, as that one's popped up.
Let's see if there's room for the big man. Ryan Howard lumbers over there. He does not have it. Kind of went to readjust that first baseman's mitt, went underneath the baseball and then dropped it.
And that will go as an error, even though no base was awarded. That is an error, because now the Diamondbacks officially get 4 outs in this inning.
Shoes with an effort to catch that ball, unable to make the play. Change up, that is strike 3.
Did you just call Ryan Howard shoes?
He's wearing them. Let's take a look at the defense, then we'll back up what I'm talking about. Burrow, Victorino, Jenkins in the outfield. Phillies, Rollins, Utley, Howard, aka Shoes, on the infield. Chris Coast behind home plate. We have a rule on this show that if you wear flashy shoes, your nickname for that game is Shoes.
Those are very flashy.
And we mean it with all the love in the world, because that man should be taking those shoes and high stepping it up to Yankee Stadium.
I don't think there's any question about that. That's, well, certainly the snub of 08. Those aren't near as flashy. Flashy usually for you, Darren, means white.
Yes,
is that correct?
That's exactly right.
That looks like Chase Utley, is it? No, it's Jimmy Rollins.
2-0 the count to Orlando Hudson. Well, that's a good challenge. Guess who the player is by their shoes? I'm going to go with Pedro Feliz there.
Me too. Darn it. Well, they keep showing Rollins. I mean, they got to, okay, let's show somebody.
3-1 the count.
Jimmy Rollins.
Now that's Shane Victorino.
Very good.
He's shoes 2 today. How about that 3-1 changeup?
Not only that, but for a strike. That's an amazing ability for a 24-year-old kid to be able to do those things.
Just thinking the exact same thing. The 3-2 pitch. Hudson drives it the other way. Jeff Jenkins down to a knee. Makes the play for the out. We hope you put on your Sunday best today to enjoy the ball game. Your red shoes, your white shoes, whatever you're comfortable in. The Diamondbacks. Brandon Webb dressing it up just a bit, not quite as flashy as Mr. Howard, but certainly a good look on this Sunday as he gets ready to go to New York to represent the Diamondbacks in the All-Star game. Let's take a look at the starting lineup he will look at today, and there is Shoes right in the middle of it. Rollins, Victorino, Utley with 28 homers. Ryan Howard, Pat Burrell, Jeff Jenkins, Pedro Feliz, Chris Coast, and Cole Hamels 1 through 9 against a man who has 13 victories on the season. Pitching report brought to you by another energy efficient natural gas builder, Shea Homes.
I love that blurb at the bottom. 6 innings or more, saving your bullpen. Boy, nice job by the Diamondback bullpen yesterday. Mike Owen's coming in and getting a couple. And as the first pitch of the game is whacked into center field.
Sinker, and he got it up. Listening to Charlie Manuel talk before the game, he went very simplistic when he was talking about Brandon Webb, as a lot of old school hitting coaches would say, and that's what Charlie is. He said, if you get a pitch up, you better hit it. And that's exactly what happened.
Absolutely. And I'm sure Jimmy Rollins will be off to the races. 22 out of 22 this year in stolen bases.
And Webb's a guy you can run on. We've talked about that a lot, folks. And it's a dual purpose. I mean, you run because you can on Brandon. He just doesn't hold runners as effectively as some. But you run because you have to. I mean, he is a double play machine. He is baseball's most elite ground ball pitcher.
Huge lead for Jimmy Rollins.
As that one misses. 1-0 the count to Shane Victorino. How about the lightning bolts at the top of this order with Rollins and then this man 1-2.
Well, when you can get two guys that can fly like Rollins and Victorino, they got a little pop in their bat as well.
Utley can run, but he can drive it. He's got 10 stolen bases. Look at the sink on that pitch.
Well, Jimmy Rollins had about a 30-foot lead right there. Brandon Webb could have probably had him picked off had he thrown over, but he went to the plate. Jimmy got so far out there he couldn't go. Look where Victorino is in the batter's box. So right on the plate.
We don't see that very often.
I mean, his toes are on the line of the batter's box. And he'll get closer. That is on the plate.
Runner on the move, not even a throw. A huge jump. Stolen base number 23, and as Gracie said, Jimmy Rollins is perfect. 23 of 23 this season.
Now Brandon Webb just paid no attention to Rollins. Look at that jump. My goodness. No chance for Robbie Hammond.
He was last thrown out last year at Florida. Rollins was on the 31st day of August. That one is taken with him on a bunt, but it's foul. 2-2 the count to Victorino. A pair of long balls yesterday.
Well, the way Victorino's swinging the bat the night before, a 2-run triple to tie the ball game in the 8th off of Tony Payne. You're hoping he bunts.
Right.
Unfortunately, he fouled that one off. This is yesterday. The big fella gave up 2 long balls to Shane Victorino. That was from the right side, however. He'll be swinging here. Let's see if Webb can get the big strikeout that he needs.
A lot of fastballs so far. Victorino obviously a guy who is tough to strike out, but still that changeup looms large now in this at bat. Randy Johnson, win number 290 yesterday. Dan Herron obviously has had an incredible first half. He and Brandon Webb are heading to New York. There's the changeup. Wow, what a pitch.
That was a thing of beauty, wasn't it?
Let's look at the defense after we take a look at this replay of the pitch. I mean, it was just a dynamic pitch.
Starts belt high, gone. It's almost unfair.
And as promised, here they are, brought to you by Rico. No offense to the outfielders, they just don't work in games like this. Reynolds, Drew, Hudson, and Tracy, and that's where we'll stop. Robbie Hammock is the battery mate. I mean, come on, 240 ground ball out, 70 in the air.
A huge shift on the pull side. Orlando Hudson way over on the outfield grass near first base.
Curveball misses high and away. 1-0 the count to Chase Utley.
Took a seat yesterday against Randy Johnson. It's only his 2nd game missed all season long. I guess a front runner right now for MVP, wouldn't you say, Darren?
He certainly is up there. There's no doubt about it, especially with where his club is playing.
Another guy that's starting to creep into that MVP talk again this year. Hanley Ramirez of the Florida Marlins.
Well, the Marlins are stayers right now in the race, and I think that makes a big, big difference for Hanley Ramirez.
Ryan Braun had another terrific year in Milwaukee.
And they're in the race as well.
Well, what a job John Atanasio's done with that organization.
Change up and a dandy. I guess That pitch doesn't discriminate. It doesn't matter who you are. You may be a swing and a miss guy with a change like this.
Well, it's also the location. Perfect. Waist high, right over the top of it. The same one that struck out Victorino gets strike 2 on Utley. You don't see MVP caliber players take many swings like that.
69 runs driven in. Another change and a swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts, both with the changeup.
Goodness gracious, Brandon Webb. Just to show you that strike 2 wasn't a fluke, here's another one with the same result. Chase Utley saying, man, I want to be his teammate starting tomorrow up in the All-Star game. I don't want to face him anymore. I want to play behind him.
Big man, big baseball bat, those white shoes he digs in. Ryan Howard with 28 home runs, 84 RBIs. And I'll tell you what, of late, it's been a different story as the curveball. Well, that's a good pitch. It's called low, 1-0 the count. That 12-6 curveball can be a tough pitch to umpire.
It can. It almost looks like Ryan Howard's kind of like sitting on a stool when he's up at the plate.
That one right to the backstop. Shot a fastball into the dirt. And a runner on third. That is a wild pitch. 2-0 the count to Howard. I wonder why that is. We'll see this one more time.
That's just a fastball that Robbie Hammock's got no chance on.
Why would one appear to be sitting on a stool as you watch?
Well, just watch the way he stands in there. Weight back on his heels a little bit, you'll see. Just almost like he's kind of propped up with a stool. Wow, generous strike there. A good 5 or 6 inches off the plate it looked, but Phil Cuzzy said strike.
And this is what we're talking about. I mean, the run that he has been on, see the numbers there. He has 20 hits in his last 15 games on a bigger scale. Another changeup, strike 2.
Well, I don't know if I've seen Brandon Webb use his changeup so effectively early in the game. I guess when you get in a jam, though, early in the game and you're facing all these terrific hitters, Darren, you got to break out your whole arsenal. You can't just establish your sinker. You need the strikeouts.
And there it is again. You could see him grip it and fire another changeup. The count is full. Well, Gracie, we rewind back to that game in Washington, and he never really had the sinking fastball, maybe but a half dozen times that we're used to seeing. And they were in big spots. But that changeup again got him through the game in Washington.
Yeah, it really did. And he's probably thrown 10 of them in this first inning.
That's a curveball and a ground ball. To the bag is Tracy. He makes the play for the out. Webb strands Rollins at third base. Scored us through 1 here in Philly.
How's that calf?
No score on a hot day in Philly. The Diamondbacks trying to continue the hot hitting from yesterday, coming off the bat of Randy Johnson, a big 2 RBI double. It's our Geico quote of the game. Randy said afterwards, watching me hit and is like watching Manute Bol shoot a 3-pointer. Not a pleasant sight, but a pleasant sight as Randy Johnson ended up sitting on second base yesterday and got the win, his 290th of his career. 3 RBIs so far this season for Randy Johnson, and he's not available to pinch hit today, guys.
All right, my friend, thank you very much. And it was fun to watch Randy Johnson. We were just fans watching, and there again is the quote, Randy Johnson, our Geico quote. It's not a pleasant sight, he says. There's nothing unpleasant at all about 2 RBIs. Nothing unpleasant at all about that. I'll tell you what, watching the game, I think my biggest concern, and I would imagine yours as well, Gracie, was how will he respond to having to run the bases. That's what I was thinking about right away.
He ended up getting a cramp in his calf, had to leave the game after 6 innings, but got a much needed win, and so did the D-backs.
Mark Reynolds on the ground. Pedro Feliz in time for the out. Now Randy is 6'10". What's a Manute Bol about 7 feet 7 inches tall?
7'7".
So I don't know if watching Randy run the bases is completely like watching Manute Bol run the bases.
Muggsy Bogues and Manute Bol. Well, Matt Vasgersian mentioned something about that yesterday.
Did he get that cranked up?
Yeah.
The original author of that thought? I think Randy probably liked it.
I think Randy was probably watching it back in the clubhouse and decided, you know what? I'm going to use that.
Want to know
Put my name next to it.
Oh, that witty Matty. That one is lifted into the seats. 1-1 the count. And that one rattles around. Well, Chad Tracy, you know, we talked about what's been going on. Guys getting it going. A nice run for Stephen Drew, Connor Jackson, Orlando Hudson. But Chad Tracy, as he gets an assignment against the lefty, and the count is now 1-2. This is a man who's 8 for his last 17 with a pair of doubles and 6 RBIs.
You know, when a guy's hot, you don't sit him even though it's a lefty. And Chad certainly struggles with left-handed pitchers, but you got to have him in there, keep him busy.
That one is killed to right field and out of here.
Quickly. Keep those hitting boots on, Chad Tracy. Cole Hamels tried to sneak a fastball by Chad Tracy inside, and I pity the fool that tries to do that very often to Chad. Such a quick bat inside, and he just hit a rocket out of here. A stunned Philly crowd. Boom.
So you see, I cannot handle left-handed pitching. I am 4 for my last 7 against left-handed pitching, says Chad Tracy. 4 for his last 7. And you know what got that run going? That hit against Brian Schaus that drove in 3
That's exactly
in the
right.
miracle comeback against the Brewers. There are certainly keys, Mark Grace, as a left-handed hitter to hitting left-handed pitching. You weren't platoon for. You stayed in there. You hit lefties.
Well, it's an attitude is what it is. My attitude when I was playing, Darren, was, you know what? He's got to throw it over the same plate right-handers do. So just don't give him that ultimate respect. Just treat him like any other pitcher. You're a pitcher. It doesn't matter what hand you throw. I don't care if you're an octopus. Throw it up here, and I'll take my chances.
Change up and a dandy, and Chris Young goes down on strikes. Young, one of the few guys that isn't starting to head north right now with that batting average. He's been struggling, but pitches like this will do it to you.
3-2 change up, dips down and away.
I love that, though. It's an attitude.
Yeah, it is. You don't go up there saying, oh, I'm facing a left-hander. You go up there and you just say, I'm facing a pitcher. Left-hander, right-hander, doesn't matter. And Chad Tracy going to get a lot more looks. These are by far their hottest hitter, and guys are starting to come north a little bit, as you said. But
Yes.
Chad Tracy's been right in the middle of a lot of big rallies.
And Gracie, it's really 1 through 5. Everyone 1 through 5 is doing positive things. You know, they will be, unless we play 22 innings today and someone goes 0 for 9, they will go to the break, and maybe it's important, maybe it's not, with a good feeling about themselves.
You know, you would think so. Winning this game is absolutely a must, though, for these guys' attitude. Going back home, long trip back home, start your vacation, have positive things to think about.
Line drive, base hit right field, a positive step for Chris Burke. Burke had as much experience against Hamels, really more so than anybody in that lineup. He's now 3 for 13 against him.
It was a rope. And also, Darren, this thing about lefty and righty, the attitude is always the same thing as well. Make sure you hit strikes. And Chris Burke got himself in a good hitter's count, 3-1, got a fastball that he could handle and ripped it.
Well, what a great lesson to learn, you young hitter, says. That is strike 1 to Robbie Hammock. What Gracie is talking about there. Never heard it explained that way. Keeping that shoulder closed. I'm sure there is technique involved, but it starts in your head.
It's a mindset.
Bounding ball, and it's a foul ball.
And the other thing, Darren, is just about everybody that you're looking at on the playing field, from Feliz to Chris Burke to Cole Hamels, Bob Melvin, even in his playing, they were all probably the best player or one of the better players on all their teams. You know, be it from high school and even little league to high school to the minor leagues, college, whatever it is. They hit against left-handers then, and I'm sure they did very well against them. So there's no reason for them to not do it well up here as well. I'm hoping all that makes sense.
No, it makes sense. I mean, and I love the whole mindset thing. I mean, some of my favorite people to talk with through the years about hitting against lefties, if you are left-handed. Even a young Stephen Drew, I love picking his brain on it as a younger player, but listening to you talk about it, and that's a good changeup. That's strike 3. Garrett Anderson had a great approach, and he talks about facing left-handers. This man, too, will continue to pick his brain, because something tells me if a southpaw's on the mound, Big Red's in the lineup. Well, we've already done some teaching on this Family Baseball Day, talking about you left-handed hitters out there. Baseball is a family day, and it's brought to you by Sanderson Ford. Oh, young lady has her cheese puffs hiding from the sun. That's a future Cole Hamels looking on right now. Glad to have you back with us.
Sunscreen day here in Philly.
0-1 the count to Pat Burrell. 22 home runs, 54 RBIs. So you want to talk about a murderer's row. You have at the top of your order a couple of guys that run like the wind. Then you have 25 homers, 28 homers, and 22 homers.
Mercy.
Throw strikes, keep it down, change speeds, and say your prayers. The 1-1. Pitches like that.
That's back-to-back pitches that Phil Cuzzy's gone probably a little wider than the outside corner. And Pat Burrell's like, this guy's tough enough if he throws it down the middle. He doesn't need you giving him a couple extra innings on the inches on the outside corner.
Off-speed pitch, and you know what he did too, Gracie? I want to go back to what you were talking about. Cuzzy expanded the zone a little bit.
Right.
He went out there, and he knew that because of that zone, Burrell was committed. He was in swing mode.
You're exactly right. And Bobby Hammock sits outside. This one is off speed to the outside corner and just nothing doing. Just a weak dribbler off the bat of Burrell.
Jeff Jenkins gets ready to hit. 247 home runs, 24 RBIs. 275 career hitter for Jeff Jenkins. More than a decade now in the major league. And right away he goes to hacking. Well, let's get right to it. Our Brown and Brown Chevrolet key to the game. Certainly a high point.
Whoa.
Breakdancing.
Whoa. This wasn't me today.
Well, I understand it wasn't, but I look forward to you explaining it to us. Breakdancing. If you could explain that to us, we'd really appreciate it.
Okay, breakdancing is something Brandon Webb and I have in common. Neither of us can do it. Is that the key of the game?
That's not the key to the game.
Then I think I'm going to have to punt and,
really?
And send it over your way.
Oh, I was getting so excited too. You sometimes when you dive in, you'll be standing up, you start preaching a little bit. That didn't happen. You had to punt.
I had to punt. It was 4th and long.
Real simple. It's simple-minded, folks, because it came from me. If you win this game and you head into the break, you'll do so dancing.
Ah, you know, you're right. It was very simple, and I should have just. I was thinking maybe like the
movie Breakin'
like
back in the 80s.
Danny Terrio or something like that, you know. Or
there you go, a little break dancing right there.
Whoa, Trace!
I'm telling you, man.
Oh my! We've got to get out the mat for him.
That one misses away to Jenkins. Remember the big? You'd open up the box, the cardboard box.
Yeah,
and they'd
that's
lay
right.
it down. They'd spin.
They'd spin. Attaboy, Trace.
So breakdancing, folks. Everyone do it at home. Breakdancing. That means that they win this series, the Diamondbacks. Gracie was talking about it earlier. It really ties into what he was mentioning.
I was a big fan of the electric boogaloo.
In time for the out. The movie Breakin' was very good, and it was something that grabbed my attention. I was probably about 13 years old, but then Breakin' 2, they went too far. Just too much of a good thing.
You didn't like Electric Boogaloo?
No, too much of a good thing.
Well, I think it's gone to like Breakin' 12, hasn't it?
Well, I think it has, but right to DVD. Here's Pedro Feliz. Curveball, a pretty one as he drops it in there. 0-1 the count. 1 for 7. Feliz with a couple of walks in this series. He was 0 for 4 against Randy Johnson yesterday. As that one dives down and in. 83 miles an hour. May have been just a batting practice fastball.
I think he just kind of firmed up a change up there. What do you think?
That could be. Broken bat. Stephen Drew on the move. He won't get there. That's a base hit for Feliz. Pitch that was up enough that he could do something with it, but boy, did it bury him.
And let my crusade on maple bats continue. And how dangerous they are. Look at that thing. This helicopter of a bat went at Brandon Webb. It could have killed him. Strong man being able to hit a ball like that and get it out there that far.
The catcher today is Chris Coast.
You've become a fan of Chris Coast, haven't you?
I have. I mean, it's a guy that it's pretty easy to do. Spent some time with him yesterday. Came on the radio show this morning on Sports 620 KTAR, and we ended up talking for a long time. Undrafted out of college, went to a small Division III college. As that breaking ball is put on the ground. Going the short way and getting the out. Chad Tracy. Oh, he is looking to have a break dance heading into the All-Star break. Oh, that was a fabulous one.
There's Trace right there.
Part 1 was good. No, part 2. FSN Arizona presents Diamondbacks baseball, brought to you by Brown & Brown Chevrolet. We're still the one for breakdancing. And by Gila River Casinos. Is this your lucky day?
Well, I kind of got the Brown & Brown Chevrolet key to the game. I mean, I didn't lie at all. I told the truth when I said that Brandon Webb and I cannot break dance.
I bet you didn't know Chad Tracy could,
I didn't,
though.
man, I didn't know that John Travolta / Chad Tracy.
Webby to the outfield with that one. And he is retired 5 for 36 this year.
And we saw Randy Johnson hit that ring 2-run double yesterday. He's like, maybe the rest of us can join in on the offensive fun. Right now, I think he's plenty happy to just get back in the dugout where it's cool.
That's not Drew.
That's Boo.
They continue to give him the business here because of his big brother.
Didn't endear himself to the Philly faithful when he decided not to sign with the Philadelphia Phillies. Instead, he went to the St. Louis Cardinals. Is that correct, Darren?
That is correct.
Philly fans still dislike the name Drew as Pat Burrell runs that one down.
And they cheer when a Drew is retired, and Steven is 0 for 2, 7 hits in his last 18 at-bats after a nice day yesterday. Here's Connor Jackson. Connor Jackson raising that average most of the season around 300. He is 0 for 1 in this ball game. Came in hitting .302 and hitting .366 against lefties. But I tell you, with a changeup like Hamels has, it kind of evens the score a little bit.
He's one of those guys. Maybe you got his splits, Darren. They probably won't be tough to find what he does lefties versus righties.
Jackson lifts it, well struck, left field. That one bounds against the Southwest Airlines sign off the wall, and a double for Connor Jackson. Good to see him drive a ball, get it out there into the gap.
Yeah, Connor gets his hits, but they've, up until the last couple of days, been just about all singles. RBI double yesterday, and that ball's driven in the gap out at about 375 feet. So Connor's starting to find his power stroke as well. The guys up in the top 5 of the order, Darren, as you said, starting to come around at the same time. Hence, you're going to start scoring some runs.
To finish the thought, by the way, what you were talking about, lefties hit 209 against Hamels.
Right.
Righties 203.
Yeah, you almost, his fastball kind of comes right back to the inside part of the plate. And also the changeup, Darren, even though it's an off-speed pitch and he will use it to left-handers, instead of going down and away from the right-hander, it just comes down and in. And I think that's the nitro spot for a left-handed hitter.
Fly ball center field, there's no doubt about it. Nearly misplayed out there by Victorino. Jackson is stranded. A home run in the second inning by Chad Tracy, and it's 1-0. All right, so Brandon Webb tries to attack the zone again. It's against Cole Hamels, then back to the top of the order, and Jimmy Rollins and Shane Victorino. Certainly does some attacking. There's strike one.
And both these guys are just so good because of that right there, Darren. Strike one. Just seems every hitter. First pitch strike.
Bouncing ball. Charging is Orlando Hudson. A backhanded flip. Nice play by the Gold Glover. Hamels, the first thing that was mentioned about him yesterday by skipper Bob Melvin, he's a good athlete. He swings the bat. And he also runs pretty effectively as well. He had to make a real play on this one.
Yeah, 267 coming into that at bat. Just barely beat the hard charging Cole Hamels. He was getting down the line nicely. I hate to admit it, but we might have to call that pitcher an athlete. Oh, that just hurts to say.
I know. How about Dan Herron? Would you call him an athlete? Close.
For a pitcher.
Okay. Micah?
Yeah, for a pitcher.
And Cole.
Cole Hamels, yeah. Like the best athlete that I guess two guys come to mind for as Robbie Hammock. Here's the Sugar Ray Leonard model there of glove. Bonk. But I would say the best two athletes for pitchers I saw are Greg Maddux would be one, and Mike Hampton would be the other. Not because of the way they hit. They can hit, but they're just so athletic defensively. You can't bunt on them. They're just quick as cats. Ron Darling was another great athlete.
Really?
Yeah, great athlete. Late call there from Phil Cuzzy. 2-2.
Sugar Ray Leonard mentioned there.
Yeah, the boxing glove.
I may have a tie-in for you, my friend.
Really?
2-2 the count.
Please do.
Bouncing ball. This is yesterday on Fox. This is Dan Herron with the starting lineup, and he pulls no punches.
All right, here's the lineup for your Arizona Diamondbacks. Leading off is Steven, Mr. Personality Drew. Batting second, Connor. He's got a big heart, but he's got even bigger eyebrows, Jackson. Hitting third is Orlando. He's your best friend, whether you like it or not, Hudson. In the cleanup spot is Chad. He's 28, but he runs like he's 48, Tracy. Hitting fifth and sixth tonight, these two guys have gone down swinging more than George Foreman. It's Mark Reynolds and Chris Young. In the 7 hole, I've never actually met this guy, but I believe his name is Alex Romero. Hitting eighth is Robbie. I'm hanging around because I caught a perfect game, Hammock. And batting ninth, and he's probably in the clubhouse checking his eBay account right now, it's a big unit, Randy Johnson.
He pulled no punches. A double by Victorino, by the way. And that's when I said Sugar Ray Leonard. There was that George Foreman mention in there. He pulled no punches, did he?
Mark Reynolds and Chris Young have gone down swinging more than George Foreman.
Lifted into the seats.
I don't actually know this guy, but they tell me he's Alex Romero.
You did the show. They had to be raving about what he pulled off yesterday.
They had to have. And, you know, guys like Mark Reynolds and guys like Robbie Hammock, even Alex Romero, they're not going to get upset about that. It's all in good fun.
Well, it's all in good fun, and Dan knows that if he puts himself out there, they can give him the business.
Absolutely. Oh, what a pitch. Chase Utley looking for that changeup that time, Darren. Got a fastball zipped right by him on the inside corner. By the way, I'm going to apologize for my voice today. I don't know what, that usually Darren Sutton type voice. It's just not there today.
You'll be all right.
I apologize.
We got your back.
All those runs yesterday must have got me excited.
Well, and two, it's getting near the time to take a break. Though you won't be, but it's time to take a break. You better rest your voice. Are you working tomorrow?
I'm working Tuesday.
Tuesday, okay.
Tuesday on the red carpet.
Fisherman's Friend. It's a great lozenge. Try Fisherman's Friend.
Really?
Yes, sir. And
Fisherman's Friend.
Switch to tea instead of coffee for the next few days.
Good pitch.
Bouncing ball had him way out front with a changeup. Right on cue. Mr. Utley went fishing for that one. Back at the ballpark, top of the fourth inning. Glad to have you back with us. Darren Sutton, Mark Grace, Mark McClune here in a few moments. Our Aflac trivia question. Name the 3 active pitchers with the most all-star selections.
Wow, that's a good question, Darren. Did you come up with that one?
I did not. I just came up with the key to the game.
Breakdancing.
That's exactly right.
Whoa. Hold the phone. It wasn't even a guess on my part, and I got buzzed. I went and got some tea.
Did you?
Darren, yeah, with lemon.
Have any honey in there?
No, I didn't see any honey.
All right, well, let's see if we can get you some.
And stop calling me that.
1-1 the count to Mark Reynolds. How about Mariano Rivera?
Gotta be.
I mean, he's a Yankee.
Yeah.
He, which helps a lot, as that one is lifted into the seats. And in the same vein, Andy Pettitte.
That was a lousy guess.
I know it wasn't quite up to the standard of Rivera, but
all right. How about Randy Johnson?
Ooh.
Starting to pile up the strikeouts now. Is Cole Hamels.
All right, so we have Mariano Rivera, Randy Johnson. We need one more, is that correct?
Yeah, so, think old guys.
John Smoltz.
Greg Maddux. Well, Tom Glavine.
Wow, nice job.
Ding, 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 ding.
They were really proud of you for that one. All right, well, we got that covered. Pitch is in, but it grabs the corner. A high strike as well. 1-1. Tracy laid into a fastball in the second inning.
Killed it.
It is 5th home run of the year and has 4 hits in his last 7 at-bats against left-handed pitching. Changeup, lefty on lefty, and a good pitch there. We talked about that the other night with that gutsy pitch selection. Tom Glavine, you just mentioned him. He was a guy that started doing that when no one would. A little number on a pitch in on his hands. Feliz bobbled for just a moment. Had it creep up into the heel of his glove. And he makes the play for the out. Again, congratulations to the Diamondbacks that will be traveling after this game. Not too far. Brandon Webb and Dan Herron. We will see how it works out with regard to Webb. It would be the day that he might throw in the bullpen on the side. So maybe an inning in the game would be okay. And then Dan Herron, I would imagine, is a guy that can stretch it out even a little bit more. The boss, I'm sure, is going. Jeff Morad, he's been on this trip. He's been traveling along with us the whole time. Chris Young drops down a bunt and a beauty. Boy, good to see that from Chris Young when he is struggling. He was 1 for 5 with a couple of strikeouts yesterday. He was 0 for 1, and really since July 4th, it's been a big struggle. I like to see that for Chris Young.
Well, that's something that Chris Young, in my opinion, Darren, he just has to do more of. That's going to keep him out of those long slumps because, you know, yeah, that was an easy base hit right there, and it wasn't the greatest of bunts. It was right at the pitcher, back at the mound. It doesn't have to be a perfect bunt for him to get a base hit on. So when you're not swinging it well, you've always got that.
Yeah, the Diamondbacks down near the bottom of the National League in bunts for a base hit.
We saw it that one day. We saw him try a couple times. Orlando Hudson and Chris Young got base hits, and then they stopped.
Bouncing ball, Feliz. Is he going to throw anybody out? No, he's not.
Wow. Tried to get Chris Young at second base and realized Chris Young's really fast. I don't think I can get him at second. By the time he got it over from his knees to first base, Chris Burke with his speed beat it easily. Burke hits it hard. Nice play here by Feliz on the dive, then realizes, oh my goodness. And then he gets nobody. So Burke with a couple of hits this afternoon.
Robbie Hammock takes a changeup over the outside corner with Brandon Webb waiting on deck. Chris Young with a bunt for a base hit. Robbie Hammock with a line drive to left field. Young is on the move, skating on around. Burrell fires to the plate. Young in with a slide, and look what started with a simple little bunt with 2 outs.
Chris Burke and Robbie Hammock doing some damage at the bottom of the lineup after, as you said, the bunt base hit. All that with 2 outs, and that gets Brandon Webb up in this situation. Boy, that's a nice run to score right there. Right off the end of the bat, a changeup. Robbie Hammock goes down. Pat Burrell, not the greatest of throwing arms, but I don't think even a very good arm was going to get him there.
Brandon Webb down the line, that one into the seats. Remember all that damage done yesterday in that record-tying 4th inning in which a run scored. It cranked up with 2 outs as well, and it included the pitcher with a key hit to extend the big inning. The Diamondbacks, by the way, with 5 bunt hits. That is the 5th lowest total in Major League Baseball.
I think that guy was on the Mitchell report. He doesn't look happy. Is that a rage?
Oh my goodness. The 0-2 pitch. Hurry to break.
You like that Mitchell report, did you? I bet you he's on that report. Falco.
Baseball on this Sunday. Get your family together. Enjoy the ball game. It's brought to you by our good friends with Sanderson Ford. Look at that little D-backs fan making the trip. What a cutie there. Wow. Don't forget about Kids Sundays at Chase Field, where kids eat free with a coupon in Friday and Saturday's East Valley Tribune. Double points for Kids Club members. Kids only giveaways, a chance to run the bases after the game. That's the best part. Purchase tickets, call 602-514-8400 or visit dbacks.com/Sundays. Flex your muscles. Come to the ballpark. Cool off. Glad to have you with us on this afternoon. Ryan Howard digs in. And a sinking fastball grabs the outside corner. Strike 1.
Beautiful sinker. So far, Brandon Webb awfully impressive. Scattered 3 hits through 3 innings.
Positioned perfectly. They had a big shift defensively, and standing where the shortstop would be is Mark Reynolds, and he makes the play.
You know, when you get that shift like that, Darren, there's only one guy that can make a play on the left side of the diamond, and that's Mark Reynolds. You see, there he is. He is the only guy that can catch a ball to the left of second base. Sure as the world, as luck would have it, right to him.
All right, now Pat Burrell goes after a pitch, down and away, a changeup. Mark Reynolds again in time for the out. So an L5 for a line out to third, and then a 5-3 ground out. Reynolds involved in both. All-stars, pitchers, guys that are active, that go an awful lot, get a lot of good goodie bags. Get to go to the galas as well. Randy Johnson, Tom Glavine, Mariano Rivera. That is a who's who right there.
Double figures all-star games. That's awesome.
That would be 3 Hall of Famers, by the way, on that list. Now, is there some sort of a gala, some sort of a gathering?
Yes, there is. And before I talk about that, I want to talk about that man right there, Mark Reynolds. Okay, for just a second, Darren, I want you to chime in. Had a rough night, and unfortunately, we'll have to talk about it. But I wanted to talk about the confidence.
Oh, I'm right there with you.
Defensively, and I want to talk about that when we come back.
We like to call it a tease in the business. Drew to lead it off, but you wanted to talk a bit about Mark Reynolds, his opportunity yesterday after essentially sitting out the night before with the orders of his manager.
Exactly. So he had a rough game defensively in Washington. Drew takes strike one. Defensively really struggled, made 3 errors, and got much to his chagrin, he got a day off up here the first game here in Philly, and was obviously back in the lineup yesterday, and it was good to see Mark really respond with a confident game. Hit a long home run, a bomb here, a Mark Reynolds type clout. And you can see it doesn't take long for him to get over that lack of confidence or what may have been.
Pretty piece of hitting there by Stephen Drew, spraying it the other way. Well, there are times, you know, we can sit up here and you had a nice, long, successful career, and as the two parties that are being discussed right now in this conversation, the manager and the third baseman, there are times when we can sit up here and say, oh man, and I said it, I'm curious why, you know, he has the day off in that situation, and maybe we'd like to get him right back out there. Well, it seemed to be the right thing for Mark Reynolds. Up the ladder with the play. That is a double play. Howard right back onto the bag. The throw was a little bit high. Howard went up the ladder, did a nice job, Ryan Howard.
Now Connor Jackson ripped one down the line. Phillies made a nice play. Stephen Drew got caught not freezing on a line drive. As you can see, this ball's just scalded. Really a nice play. Then across the diamond, so Stephen Drew made a couple of mistakes. One, not freezing on the line drive. Second, not diving back into first base. He went back the slow way and ended up getting doubled up.
They had the bag end up tripping him up there.
You can see he didn't freeze. Uh-oh, I better get back. Well, okay.
Down off the end of the bat, into left field, and suddenly a 6-pitch inning puts the Diamondbacks with their gloves back on, playing defense.
Jealous.
Each game, watch for the Camaro to win either tickets to an upcoming game or an autographed item. Then go to vanchevrolet.com. Enter the word. Each entry is not only a chance to win the prize, but a new 09
Not watching.
Camaro. It's a good thing you didn't.
Can I come out?
You can come out now.
Thank you.
They have a scary movie promo later on. I'll warn you about that as well.
Another one?
Another one. Bolted. Boy, did he stay back nicely on that changeup, but he couldn't keep it fair. Did all he could to stay back, did Pedro Feliz, but it's a long strike.
Almost delivered a scary movie of his own there on Brandon Webb, but it was just foul. Boy, he does stay right on this changeup. He leaves it up. Bang. But it's just a loud strike.
If he goes back to it.
He buzzsawed him with a fastball in. Only 84 miles an hour on that pitch, though, Darren.
I was about to ask you about that.
That's a good fastball there to the outside corner after going inside and making a move. Darren.
What happened?
Darren, what is that?
That's the
like
X-Files promo.
I don't like that. We can stop, please.
That's pretty scary stuff.
Well, I don't really care for scary movies.
You're not a scary movie guy?
Well, they scare me.
How about Psycho? The original.
Scared me.
Good one, though.
Very good one. Hitchcock, The Birds, didn't like it.
The 2-2. Misses outside. Talking about Brandon and the velocity maybe down just a bit. It'll be interesting how an inning in the All-Star game will treat him. Coming back after the break, it's going to be Doug Davis pitching the first game. Dan Herron, then Brandon Webb. Hot shot, so Webb will get a nice amount of rest, and we'll see how the trip to New York and the work, if he does work in that game, treats him. But Feliz hung in there and did a nice job. A lot of times, Gracie, if you rip a ball foul and deep and have near home run distance, a lot of hitters don't get hits after that.
Now he takes a fastball in and just rips it past the glove of Brandon Webb. That's a leadoff base runner. And we'll bring up Chris Coast, who is now officially my partner's favorite player.
Oh, there's no doubt. He's certainly a good double play candidate as well. But as we were talking about him, went to Concordia College, a Division III school. Pitched very well there, 3-time Division III All-American, undrafted. Independent League Baseball for 4 years, 11 total years in the minor leagues before finally making his major league debut at 33 years old. And he's in the hole 0-2.
Well, he's gone up and thrown a couple of high fastballs on the outside corner for strikes, and Coast took both of them. Those are the ones you want to take a whack at. Those sinkers that are up and out over.
That's what Charlie Manuel was talking about before the game. Get him up. Simple advice, but good advice. Spins on a breaking ball, but it's foul. Yeah, Coast tells the story of playing in the Northern League in Fargo, which, by the way, was his hometown, so he was able to play independent league baseball at home, the Red Hawks. He worked in the front office there in the wintertime, had a radio show, worked with the merchandising for the club. He didn't know if he'd ever make it to an organized club. And a changeup puts him away. A dandy pitch there.
That was a pretty organized changeup he just got to look at and struck out on. Gorgeous pitch. The location once again right on the shoe tops. That's where Hammock catches that, right above the ground. That's right where you want it.
Here's Cole Hamels. Oh, and 1 the count to Hamels. Now the good folks here from Citizens Bank Park and their generosity. I had a chance to walk the ballpark yesterday while you were working. They have delivered an entire buffet. Everything they serve at the ballpark is starting to be brought to the front of the booth.
Darren, I hope you don't mind.
Oh, that's it. You're leaving?
Excuse myself for a little while. I smell and see like seasoned fries.
The 0-1. Line drive, Hamels. We talked about it. He seasoned that baseball up. And a shot has this crowd coming out of their seats. We've got ourselves a tight little ball game now. Cole Hamels. Yesterday when Bob Melvin was talking about him, the first thing he mentioned, and he's a Cy Young candidate, was his hitting.
Well, Brandon Webb got a little bit lazy mentally and just threw a fastball right down the middle to Cole Hamels, and this guy can hit. You can't just go down the middle to him. And he blisters this ball into the gap. That cuts the lead in half and turns the lineup over.
And so now his catcher, Robbie Hammock, tries to give him a breather. Hamels just before. A conversation before he digs in. He says, I'm going to hit a double and drive in a run. No, you're not.
Who's laughing now? Nice pitch. Curveball.
0-1 to count to Jimmy Rollins. 1 out. Rollins hits .286 with runners in scoring position. He has 4 hits in this series. Just inside. The reigning most valuable player had a very, very forgettable June. Hitting just a few clicks over 200, but he's over 300 in July. He got him. He pulled that fastball in. We saw a lot of that, pulling that pitch in. Really a lot of it in Washington.
And we saw in Washington the sinker got him in trouble a few times. Wasn't locating it. It's gotten him in trouble here in the bottom of the 5th. He plated one to Hamels, who ripped it for a double. And then he hit Jimmy Rollins with one that he yanked a couple of feet. So Brandon Webb going to have to find a way to dispose of, well, public enemy number 1 when it comes to the Diamondbacks, Shane Victorino.
Victorino, this is his day too, as he takes a changeup for strike 1. A lot of folks coming into the ballpark wearing different Hawaiian garb. It is Flying Hawaiian Figurine Day, as they
I want one.
Gave away a small statue honoring one of their favorites. We'll do our best to get you one.
Thank you.
Curveball, it flutters in there. The Flying Hawaiian, there you go. He's being honored today.
You and I would look good in those, Darren.
There's the goodie that Gracie wants. The 1-1. Change up outside. 2-1 the count. Now, double play, very tough with this man, correct?
Very difficult. He runs awfully well. It's going to have to be a very hard hit ground ball. We've seen Hudson and Drew turn some awfully slick and quick double plays.
Two and one the count. Couple of runners on. Reynolds is in at third quite a bit. He's on the grass. Bouncing ball, foul ball as it hugs that first base line. Last year, we saw those Hawaiian skirts a moment ago. Last year, they made a bobblehead, but it was the Hawaiian skirt instead that bobbled on the figurine, and it was Shane Victorino with that Hawaiian skirt. So they really embrace his heritage, the native of the islands, and he hit a walk-off home run on Shane Victorino bobble skirt day. Wow.
Don't know if I want to get too excited about that story. Pretty cool though to do that on your day. Big pitch right here.
Change up, and he made that big pitch.
Unbelievable.
Excellent job there.
Hey, thank you.
As he sits down, Shane Victorino, the Flying Hawaiian.
Well, the Flying Hawaiian got a change up way out in front of it. Nice play by Robbie Hammock as well, just smothering that. So a big out there from Brandon Webb via the changeup. Darren just gave me one of those figurines. That's kind of cool.
There he is. You're welcome.
You see that? That's the Flying Hawaiian right there.
It's enough.
My sons will like the Flying Hawaiian figurine.
That one misses away. 1-0 the count. I passed it right on over, my friend. It stopped in front of me, and I passed it to you because
thank you.
You made it clear you wanted one.
Well, I'm a fan. I like Shane Victorino.
Victorino 1 for 3 with a pair of strikeouts. Chase Utley a strikeout and a ground out. As he fouls that one off. Want to remind you this season Quest is donating $100 to Friendly House. Each time the D-backs win so far, that's $4,700. just one way, Quest builds a stronger community. These Diamondbacks have moved past the man who has his figurine day, which last year certainly was a big deal for the Philadelphia Phillies. And now they deal with a man who might not have a figurine, but an MVP trophy. And Chase Utley, who is 0 for 2. He's got a 6-game hitting streak, albeit humble, just a hit per game for 6 games. A shot and a foul ball. That would have given the Phillies the lead.
Well, it certainly would have given the Phillies the lead, certainly, Darren, but that's just a difficult ball to keep fair. Brandon Webb threw that pitch right where he wanted to throw it, on the inside corner. And if you make solid contact with that pitch on the barrel of the bat, you're going to have difficulty keeping it fair. He hits it hard, certainly, but about a foot foul. If that ball was an inch more on the plate, we would have had the tie game, or even the Phillies taking the lead.
Change up. He gives up all of his power and he grounds to first, and he is retired. They do get a run.
Pitches, isn't he?
There's no doubt he is. Brandon Webb and his Diamondbacks hanging, clinging to a 2-1 lead. The Hawaiian heritage of Shane Victorino being honored here today on his figurine day, and the Fanatic, like nobody's business, has fun at this ballpark.
There's never been a better mascot, Darren.
No, I tell you, you and he got into it pretty good last year, our Coors Light freeze camp. And well, we're going to freeze it in just a moment. There you
That's
go.
McClune getting a big smooch from the Fanatic. Oh, a couple of mischievous ones. McClune and the Fanatic. You know, he was supposed to come up here. Instead, he chose the hula dancers over us.
When you guys had that fight. Oh boy.
Tuckered.
You had that French fry fight last year, and I don't know if he's coming up. And for me, I'm a little bit disappointed because you know me, I like mascots.
Well, Darren, I like good mascots, like the Philly Fanatic. You like those
Mr. Met.
You like those schmoes, like Mr. Met and Mr. Red.
Mr. Red, a fabulous mascot. Mark Reynolds chops that one foul, and he goes down.
But yeah, last year the Fanatic came here. They got these things called crab fries here in Philly. He threw crab fries all over me.
Oh, that's this year in our booth. I forgot he came out. Oh, there's nothing in there.
He was a guest of Baxter's.
Yes, he was. Those are, boy, a couple of troublemakers there, huh?
Look at Baxter putting the 12-pack on my head. I can do that without his help. There's the crab fries. Well, he dumped crab fries all over me last year when we were here.
That one is high and away. You shouldn't have said what you said.
That's true.
You can speak the language of the Galapagos Islands where he was born. And you said some things, if I understand correctly, that offended him. As Reynolds fouls that one off.
He was offended, and I paid a dear price with. I wore some crab fries.
You also, if I remember, as a count as 2 and 2, wore a cheesesteak hat on your head.
Yes, I did. I liked it.
The 2-2. Fastball misses away. 3 and 2 the count. Now here 3-2. Change up.
I'm guessing change up. It's leading off an inning. I'm guessing a change up. That's his best pitch, and that's what Coase put down. Very good at bat. He doesn't walk many people either.
And so Reynolds draws the walk.
Wait a minute. We've got a Hall of Famer.
Oh my goodness.
Can you hear him? Hello, Mr. Callis. Did you? Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Oh, thank you so much, Fanatic. Happy Shane Victorino figurine day. Well, what do you?
Oh boy, it's always something with you.
What is? Philly, what? How do I look?
Felt like you did last year. Line drive, base hit, right field. Mark Grace says, that's how I answer back. What a joy it is to be joined by you up here, Mr. Callis. Harry Callis, Hall of Fame broadcaster, and you're getting us through. Now, in broadcasting school, where did we learn how to handle this moment?
This moment is a very difficult moment, but this is the moment Gracie's been waiting for.
He loves the Fanatic, though I'm not quite sure if the Fanatic loves him.
I'll tell you one thing, what a joy, Mark, it was to watch him play this game of baseball. It's great to have him in the booth, but to watch him as a player was truly an honor for me.
Thank you so much, Harry. And honestly, I've told Darren this too. I was very lucky in my career to have Harry Carey call a lot of my ball games.
Carey!
Exactly. And also one such as yourself, Jack Brickhouse, some of the greats of the game.
Right.
I was fortunate enough to have you guys talk about me on the baseball field. And you know, I just hope these Philadelphia players and the visiting players appreciate it as much as they should.
Well, I grew up in Naperville, Illinois, so
Did you?
I grew up listening to Harry Carey and Jack Brickhouse, Bob Elson, Bert Wilson, the White Sox and Cubs announcers, and they were very influential on me.
This must be a special summer for you, as was last year. I tell you, 3 straight sellouts, Mr. Callis here.
And in the first, this is game number 50, home game number 50. We've had 30 sellouts already, which is, you know, our fans have really rallied around this team, and they're looking forward to big things from this team.
And this is a 45,000 seat stadium. This is not one of the smaller ballparks.
Right. It's been fun.
Do you have enough pitching to win the East?
That's a good question. That is, the starting rotation is a question mark. The bullpen's been sensational.
Right.
I mean, but the starting rotation is the question mark as we head for the second half, and the Mets are playing good ball.
8 in a row now for the Mets. I hate it when that happens.
Well, you guys have a good one. You got a game to call. You might score some more runs on us.
Harry, thank you. Always a pleasure.
Thank you very much. Well, that was a treat, huh?
It's always a pleasure when Mr. Callis, as I call him, comes in here, and that's just that unmistakable voice. I've got lays all over.
Couple of runners on, 1 out. The 2-0 swings right through it. 2-1 the count.
Well, that Fanatic.
That was really, really good stuff.
He got me pretty good, didn't he?
And again, I look forward to seeing you on every sports show around the country, as I did with the cheesesteak on your head last year. He fires a strike. 2-2 the count. And you know it's special, Gracie. You know you're getting abused and taunted. We talked about how Dan Heron teased his teammates. You know you're loved when Mr. Callis comes in to witness it and do a little singing, Hawaiian singing in the background.
He broke out in song, didn't he?
Yes, he did. The 2-2. Strike 3.
Well, Chris Burke thinks those pitches are down. And Phil Cuzzy said, no, they're right at the bottom of the kneecaps. Some awfully good pitches there from Hamels when he's needed. Chris Young has struck out. Now Chris Burke.
Both of those pitches were low. Nothing out of the ordinary with regard to language. It was just both of those pitches were low. That's what he said to him.
Robbie Hammett got a big 2-out hit in the 4th inning. Let's see if he can get another one here. Wow. Phil Cuzzy's giving it to somebody over there.
And as is the case, the manager comes to restore order, takes a couple of steps up there.
Chris Burke must have continued his, both of those pitches are low over there.
He didn't mean to. Into right field it goes. Jeff Jenkins is there. Couple of runners were stranded. That man a little bit hot about the strike. Our game summary, Brandon Webb, all-star, brought an all-star caliber changeup, and he has been delivering. He has been delivering. Chad Tracy laid into one in the 2nd inning, a home run. And the Diamondbacks, after a bunt base hit, Chris Young, Robbie Hammett with 2 outs, plated Young. Cole Hamels, the pitcher, doing an incredible job with the bat in his hand this year. And Brandon Webb again, no surprise. Ground ball outs a lot more than fly ball outs. He's got 4 strikeouts as well. 10-1 right now in that category. And welcome to some sluggers. Ryan Howard and Pat Burrell. Last 11 road games. We talked about this the other night. This is when you hope that you pitch this well as a starting rotation on the road, that you'd be a little bit better than 5 and 6 combined.
Boy.
Team only winning 5 of those 11 games. But they're leading in this one. They won yesterday. A high changeup, but he's still way out front and grounds it foul, first base line.
He's really put some good sequences on Ryan Howard so far. And you have to. When a slugger like him is hot as he is, you just have to make pitch after pitch. Can't get away with anything. That's a thing of beauty there.
Another one.
Change up on probably a couple inches outside. If you can get Ryan Howard to swing like that, you're way ahead of the game.
Well, and again, the defense. Mark Reynolds took a few trots after that ball, but he has swung so far around that any ball in the air to that side, he's got a hard chance to get to. Big shift. And Howard thinks about chasing there.
That's a very good 0-2 changeup. You look good in the Hawaiian lay there.
I feel very festive. I only had one gently from the Fanatic placed around my neck.
I think I had 25. He seemed to really want to hide my face. Did you notice that?
Yes, I did, actually. Fastball, the comebacker. That's strike 3.
Now it's the Phillies' turn to be upset with Phil Cuzzy, the home plate umpire. Just perfect pitch after perfect pitch. Let's take a look. The changeup. And look at that changeup away. A good 0-2 changeup. Now zip a fastball on the inside corner and get the call. Well, that's pitching right there.
That pitch away, he pulled that one a bit with him. The crowd today, Mr. Callis was talking about how proud he is of this crowd and this season so far. 45,277, the 31st sellout of the year. The 8th largest crowd all time in this ballpark. Outside again, 2-0 the count.
Come to see Brandon Webb. Oh, probably the Phillies too.
Well, you know, you might sell a few extra tickets. Folks were talking about this matchup when we got here on Friday.
Oh, wow. Big zone today. D-backs fans.
The pre-All-Star strike zone.
Yeah, I'm sure these umpires have planes to catch as well this afternoon to go to their destinations. Oh. Doesn't matter who's behind the plate there. That was like a yo-yo.
A changeup that had him way out front, Pat Burrell. He's grounded out twice. Not interested in the changeup that time. 3-2 the count. Brandon Webb with 13 victories. No one else in the major league has 13 victories. He has a chance to make it 14. Fly ball right field.
And that's the thing right there. All those changeups have done to Pat Burrell. Most of the time, a guy like Burrell is not going to get beat with a 3-2 fastball at 88 miles an hour. But that changeup was in the back of his mind, and he was tardy on that fastball. Great pitch. Great choice of pitches right there.
Well, and that didn't have to be the funny thing about watching him. We get so spoiled on the great diving, sinking fastball. That he just threw a strike.
Just to get me over fastball.
Yeah. Here's Jeff Jenkins. Jeff takes a fastball that runs away. Cliff Lee has 12. Joe Saunders has 12. Edison Volquez, who was fabulous last night in Milwaukee, has 12. That's it with 12.
I believe he's pitching today as well, Edison Volquez.
As that one dives down and away.
I may be wrong. He may have pitched last night.
He might. I think he won last night, if I'm not mistaken. He might get the start. Can you start? Let's see. Sunday, Monday. 2 days rest. Bouncing ball and a foul ball. Is that a little close?
I think that's a little close. I think he can give you an inning.
Well, you need 2 out of your starting pitcher, I would think, in the All-Star game.
I thought at least 3 All-Star starters are pitching this afternoon. Webb, Tim Lincecum is pitching this afternoon, and I thought it was Volquez, but he may have pitched last night.
He pitched in one last night.
Did he?
Beat the
Okay.
Milwaukee Brewers. Bouncing ball, and it's a foul ball.
What about Carlos Zambrano or Dempster?
When are they pitching?
Is one of those guys pitching today?
I'm about to check all that out. The 2-2. Bouncing ball. Webb can't make the play, so Stephen Drew. He gives it a try. Just got it.
He got called for traveling, but he got it over to first base.
He did. Double dribble, traveling. No doubt about that. FSN Arizona presents Diamondbacks baseball, brought to you by Aflac. Ask about it at work. Glad to have you back in Philadelphia. Brandon Webb to lead things off. Cole Hamill rocks and fires, and the first one is rolled fair down the line. That is a fair ball. And Webb with a single gets things started, just hugging the line and just fair. Bruce Dreckman right on top of it.
These pitchers hit. Cole Hamels, an RBI double earlier. Brandon Webb repays him with a base hit out of the gate here in the 7th. Another kind of just a lazy fastball. Not expecting Brandon Webb to do anything with it. And Charlie Manuel's going to have a conversation with third base umpire Bruce Dreckman.
He heard what he wanted to hear. A wry smile there, but
he
it
seems
hit
kind of a jolly guy, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. From San Diego, California. As that one dives down and away.
Doesn't surprise me that he's an awfully nice gentleman then. Probably went to San Diego State, did he not?
No, he did not.
No?
No, he certainly did not.
Okay, then.
Let me double check that. No. 1-0 the count with a breaking ball. He drops it in there. He was the Phillies' #1 pick in '02 out of Rancho Bernardo High School in San Diego.
Ah, he's a rich kid.
I bet he is now, whether he was or not.
Trust me, he was.
Stephen Drew on the ground. Howard can't make the play. No one will make the play. And so runners on first and second now for the Diamondbacks. Nobody out.
I'm guessing that'll go as a base hit. It's chopped out to the right. Not an easy play, but a play you expect to make. I think they gave that a base hit.
Yes, sir, you are correct.
Connor Jackson, a big opportunity here. It's time for all of us to play manager, play Bob Melvin. I don't have him bunt, do you?
No. But he is. And he nearly was doubled up. Brandon Webb will sit right back down in the dugout.
Well, he wasn't sacrifice bunting. He was bunting for a base hit. He just bunted it right at third base, and Feliz, who was back, just let the ball travel all the way to him and nearly got him across the diamond. So a good idea there by Connor Jackson. Just about the only place you couldn't bunt it was right there.
Here's Orlando Hudson. Pitch is high. As a matter of fact, Hamels, the young man, 24 years old from San Diego, finally gained enough confidence to speak with Jim Salisbury of the Philadelphia Inquirer and said, "I'd like to be considered in the Cy Young voting and earn that right this year. I know there's some steep competition. There are some great pitchers in the National League." As the 1-0 is a change for a strike, and he went on to say, especially with Johan Santana and Dan Herron coming over. He said that in spring training. So
you
Herron
can tell
brought his reputation with him.
He's a fan of the game. He knows who's out there. Oh boy, good pitch right there. Hudson had a good rip at it. Power on power.
One and two the count. Hudson takes a breaking ball and drives it to right field. Jenkins can't make the play and bangs against the wall. And now Hudson is down, and Hudson's in trouble.
What has happened here?
And he's out. Wow, Stephen Drew slowed up.
Well, that is
Connor Jackson hit the brakes.
Terrible base running right there.
And Hudson, trying to hit the brakes, fell down, literally fell down on the base pad, and he is furious. Now Drew was at second base.
I can't imagine what was going on. I thought he could have scored easily. The ball gets over his head. I mean, he should be able to walk home. And for some reason he stopped. I guess Chip Hale held him up. And he could have walked home. And then everything went haywire after that. But you have to be able to score easily on a ball off the wall from second base.
I'm not sure Chip did stop him.
I'm not either. But he stopped.
Well, what a break.
Boy.
I'll tell you what, for Hamels and the Philadelphia Phillies. And this is reminiscent of a couple of nights ago when the base running came into question. Well, about every other inning, unfortunately, for the Diamondbacks.
Well, that one, the other night, it was just from not running. Today, that was just confusion, I guess, on Stephen Drew and Chip Hale's part. Boy, that can really mess up an inning there. This could have easily been a 2-3 run inning because Connor Jackson was coming to third base. Orlando Hudson was on his way to second base, but you can't go anywhere unless the guy in front of you reads it right, and Stephen Drew didn't read it right, and Chip Hale had trouble over there as well.
Here's Mark Reynolds. Runners on second and third, 2 outs. And it's an obvious thing, and Gracie and I go down this road quite a bit. You had better hope you played at least one of these runs, if not two, or all of that momentum goes in the Phillies dugout.
Every bit of it. Need a big 2-out hit here from Mark Reynolds and or Chad Tracy.
Off the end of the bat, a good changeup way out front. That scored a single, then the putout is 9-4-2-3. Certainly frustrating for the Diamondbacks, and for Orlando Hudson, he showed it. One and two. May flip a switch with this crowd. Let's see.
Oh, if they get this out here, they're about to go ape. Absolutely. They're on their feet.
Got him. What a wasted opportunity for the Arizona Diamondbacks. And I'll tell you what, now Brandon Webb really has his hands full with the team that has all the momentum in the home dugout. The final day of baseball's first half, heading into the All-Star break. And we are glad to have you with us. Brandon Webb has his hands full, as we mentioned, because the Phillies feel like they should be down maybe 4-1 right now. He has been fabulous today, and it has been really the key pitch has been the changeup.
Yeah, the changeup's been terrific. When he's really needed to make the big pitches with guys on base, he's been almost exclusively changeup there.
And right now, when he gets ready to go to work, he faces Pedro Feliz, Chris Coast, and I would imagine
a pinch hitter.
A pinch hitter. You and I were busy scratching our heads during the break about how that play even occurred.
Yeah, I just one thought was maybe Stephen Drew thought Jeff Jenkins caught the ball. I just don't know without having to ask him, but you know, with his speed, he could have walked home.
But if that was the case, if he truly thought he caught it, he would have been retreating back to second base.
Well, I mean, he had to have gotten stopped there because he could have easily scored. You could see he was almost at third base. I have to believe Chip Hale was holding him.
Let's find Mark McClune, and maybe he saw a different angle. Mark?
Yeah, that's right, guys. I was standing right by the Diamondbacks dugout, and I very clearly saw the stop sign from Chip Hale at third base.
There you have it. There you have it. So Stephen did everything he was supposed to do. Chip Hale held him.
And then a log jam followed behind with Orlando Hudson, who still looks disgusted out there at second base, going down in a pile. Hudson a moment ago, hands on hips.
Connor Jackson and Orlando Hudson just assumed that Chip Hale will be sending the runner in from second on a double. And then once the stop sign went up, as you said, the log jam began, and boy, that was a huge opportunity for the Diamondbacks, and it went awry.
1-1 the count to Pedro Feliz. Again, obviously it's the 7th inning. He's been out in this heat. He's ran the bases. But he's also facing a club with the momentum. A shutdown inning is mandatory, and let's see if he can rise to the occasion. Usually all-stars can.
Cy Young Award winners can. But it's a hot day. He's probably starting to fatigue a little bit.
That is strike 3.
Not much of an argument there from Feliz, but Phil Cousins just, yes, you did.
Didn't get any help?
No.
Let's see.
Let's see what he saw. Tough to tell from this angle. We'll just take Phil Cousins' word for it. Well, I don't know.
Wow.
There. I don't know there. I think the Diamondbacks got a break. What do you think?
I think it's all well and good for the Diamondbacks with regard to, as the changeup is a fabulous one, putting a little bit of water on that fire which had begun with confidence and a bit of emotion over there. That big strikeout to start the inning helps. Coast rolls that one foul. Don't forget what's brewing, brought to you by Miller Lite. Next weekend the D-backs return to Chase Field and begin their second half run against the Dodgers. Doug Davis will be starting the opener in that game. It begins Friday at 6 o'clock with the Miller Lite Diamondbacks live pregame show. And there you see the rest of the month, the Dodgers and the Cubs. And then it's that West Coast swing. Reaching out and lifting that one into the seats. The best team in the National League, those Chicago Cubs.
We got a Redhead Wednesday, don't we?
Absolutely sold out.
I love it.
Absolutely sold out. 0-2 the count. Pitches high, 1-2. Today the Cubs trailing San Francisco 3-0. That game in the 4th inning.
Who's throwing that one for the Cubs?
That one is Dempster.
So
against Lincecum. So they're both out. A little nubber. That one finds the hole, and Coast with a hit. Certainly wasn't pretty, but a base runner, and a key base runner.
And now that Chad Tracy, I think, had trouble reading that one off the bat. He went to the bag instead of going to the ball. So a base hit for Coast.
Greg Dobbs, pinch hitter extraordinaire, gets the call. Dangerous with regard to pinch hitting. Not only can he put it in play and pick up pinch hits, he hits for power in this position as well. Hamels went 7 innings, scattered 11 hits, but only gave up 2 earned runs. He struck out 8, he walked 1 through 98 pitches. He leads with an ERA of 3.15 on the year. Here you see the outing so far for Brandon Webb.
This kid has got some power as well. Nice pitch.
That's a curveball, and it was a good pitch over the outside corner. 18 pinch hits, 11 pinch RBIs this year. You can see what he has done. I mean, those are huge, heady numbers as a pinch hitter. Has that back foot in the corner of the box, but right on home plate. Curveball is away. 1-1 the count to Dobbs. He's reached 100.
Chad Qualls quickly getting ready.
Bouncing ball. Hudson gobbles it up. Fires and got him. What a play by Orlando Hudson, who moments ago was frustrated with himself and his ball club. He didn't take that frustration with his glove in his hand into the field.
You'll never see Orlando Hudson take his bat out to the field with him. There's another one I think Tracy may have had to go after, but no. Orlando Hudson, more range than anybody in the game. Comes out of nowhere. It just makes another super play. Big out. That's 2 of them. You got, well, the reigning MVP you're going to have to get through now if you want to keep this lead.
Rollins singled in the first inning, stole a base. He was hit by a pitch. He is also grounded out to second. Curveball is strike 1.
It's a couple now that beautiful curveballs to start the at bat, and they've both been right on the outside corner.
Hudson 2 steps on the outfield grass. They play maybe a step to pull in the infield. Outfield straight up. The 0-1 is a lightning bolt right field, and we're tied at 2. It's bobbled out there a bit by Burke, so Rollins, I don't think that affected the play. Would have had a double anyway. We are tied at 2, and how large is that run that could have scored an inning ago, and an out that followed? An out that followed. How large does that loom?
No, you just saw it coming, Darren. You just saw it coming. You know, when you leave runs out on the field instead of scoring, base running. Boy, that just so many times base running comes back to hurt you more than hitting or fielding or throwing. It's base running. And the Diamondbacks did a poor job of it. And I don't know if you can really say Stephen Drew had poor base running. He got held up. He did what he was told to do.
So Shane Victorino, just an irritating kind of hitter. Switch hitter, wears that old school helmet. Doesn't have to, doesn't want to helmets, like Orlando Hudson. Tough man to strike out.
Struck out a couple of times though this afternoon.
It's been changeups. And he sees one and looks at it this time. 1-0 the count to Victorino. 17 hits here in the month of July, hitting .320 this month. That breaking ball was
got the fanatic.
Oh, it got him. Is he okay? Wow, Gracie. Rollins getting a huge secondary lead. He thought about going there, but single's going to score him anyway. Webb trying to get that final out here in the 7th inning and have an opportunity to win this ball game. The 2-1 on the move, and he is at third with a stolen base. Second stolen base of the day. And a changeup to count 2-2 now on Victorino. 24 of 24. Now you got to block everything up. Reaches out. That one is dying out there in center field. Chris Young's got it though. A little bit of momentum from an inning that could have been offensively for the Diamondbacks. The momentum hops into that other dugout, and Philadelphia takes advantage. Welcome back to Philadelphia. It is now my pleasure to introduce with a team read, Mark Grace.
Wednesday, July 23rd, the Chicago Cubs come to Chase Field to take on the D-backs. The first 10,000 fans in the gate will get their chance to play D-Bingo, Darren Sutton. The first 20 to get D-Bingo, the first 20 now, will receive a great D-backs prize pack. For tickets, call 602-514-8400 or visit dbacks.com.
Sutton's stamp of approval. Excellent read.
Thank you so much.
Fans are happy. They have been informed. The team is happy. The news is out. And big, tall, lanky right-hander Madsen goes to work. Uses that leverage very effectively. Ryan Madsen. And a good changeup. Chad Tracy had a fastball in back in the 2nd inning, and he crushed it. And don't forget, for every home run the D-backs hit this season, Fulton Holmes donates $150 to the Central Arizona Search and Rescue Fund. Ruiz, who ran for Coast, stays in. He's behind home plate. Jason Worth takes over for Jeff Jenkins in right field. Madsen stands 6 feet 6 inches tall, but weighs about 200 pounds. And that one shoots to the backstop. He's done a little bit of starting for the Phillies. Madsen did back in 06, 17 starts. Last year a 3.05 ERA. This year a 2.83. That one is high.
Chin music there from Madsen. Usually the up and in fastball from a right-hander, Darren, is to try to set up a changeup. Went back with the fastball.
95 miles an hour.
I don't know if Madsen's got 95. Well, he did there.
He might be buddies with the radar gun. Person that runs that gun.
Hand him a $100 bill every month or so. Keep it fair. Keep it fair.
Keep it fair. Here's some crab fries. Take care of me. The 2-2 pitch. Tracy gives that one a ride out to center field, but it dies into the glove of Victorino. Tied at 2. The Diamondbacks have 11 hits in this game. The Phillies with 7. Chris Young singled and scored in the 4th inning. It was a bunt. He has also struck out a pair of times. And that was right off the end of the bat. Breaks his bat. 2 outs just like that. I want to remind you, on Sunday, July 20th, the first 5,000 kids 12 and younger at the Dodgers D-backs games Receive a D-Backs rally cap. For tickets, call 602-514-8400 or visit dbacks.com. Young man enjoying this ball game. We told you earlier that's the young Cole Hamels taking this one in. Future member of the Philadelphia Phillies is Burke with a base hit to left, has a 3-hit game, and good for Chris Burke.
And that bat exploded. That one went to the D-back dugout. That javelin. Just another reason for Mark Grace to get on his high horse and get rid of Maple bats.
Ride, Mark, ride.
Ash. Ash, everyone. Ash. Look out over in the Diamondback dugout. But a big base hit. 3 of them now for Chris Burke.
Chris Burke's last 3-hit game, he did have one on June 4th at Milwaukee. He had a nice series in Milwaukee. Confidence was high for him, and he just really didn't sustain it. He was given a lot of opportunities on that trip.
Diamondbacks only 2 runs on 12 hits. That's that base running gaff.
You know, hits really aren't as much of the problem anymore. They have 10 or more hits. These Diamondbacks do quite a bit. In 9 of their last 15 games, 10 or more hits. One and 0 the count. That one just off the plate. Alex Romero has a bat. He's in the on-deck circle. He blasted a couple of balls 2 nights ago. Almost picked off.
Big lead out there for Burke. I like that. Give Madsen something to think about out there besides Robbie Hammock. Got him just ahead of the tag on the elbow.
And again, diving back in there. One and 0 the count on Hammock. His college baseball Robbie did at the University of Georgia. Like David Eckstein and Mark Ellis and Brad Wilkerson were all in his conference.
Carr.
Very concerned about Mr. Burke, who has 3 stolen bases. Misses away. 2-0 the count. Well, in the back of his head stands Chris Burke, and because of that, he is helping these Diamondbacks out, and certainly Hammock. Hitters count now.
Exactly, and that's what speed on the base paths will do. Even though he hasn't run, Madsen's thinking a lot about him. 3-0. Madsen wanted it. It was a good foot outside. He's looking at Phil Cuzzy like, even for you, Darren.
That is. Barely.
3-1. I'm sending the runner. You?
Absolutely. Burke's a smart base runner. We've already seen that. He's getting about as far as he can get out there. Not going. 3-2.
He's going this time. Hammock just got a fastball thrown right by him, up and away.
Runner goes. 3-2 pitch. Bouncing ball, and it's foul third base line. So Robbie will go again. This is Hammock's 4th start on this road trip. He has one of the 2 RBIs for the Diamondbacks, and he drove in a run in the 4th inning. Runner again on the move. The 3-2. Got him with a changeup. Way out front. He certainly had him looking for something else. The Diamondbacks move on. Oh, look who's looking them in the eye. Two our score. Bottom half of the 8th inning. Arizona and Philadelphia. The final game here of Major League Baseball's first half for these Diamondbacks. Don't forget to tune in to D-Backs Playing Hardball right after the game, as we'll focus in on Brandon Webb and Dan Herron going to the All-Star game. Look back at the many memories in Yankee Stadium over the years, plus show you the best D-Backs plays of the first half. It's all D-Backs Playing Hardball Sunday after the game on FSN Arizona. Chad Qualls really has found that confidence on this trip. He has had 3 outings on this road trip to Washington and Philadelphia. You see the overall numbers in which he has been unscored upon. 3 2/3 innings, just 2 hits allowed. And it's been Chad Qualls dialing it back a little bit with regard to velocity, getting more movement, and he's been more effective. Like that, a slider and strike one, and I think, Gracie, a nice challenge for him here, because these are some big names, big sluggers, dangerous hitters. The temptation will be there to try to do a little bit more.
Oh, you're exactly right. And also these kind of hitters, the fans get all fired up there. There's just a buzz in this stadium right now. You got to overcome that.
Line drive, base hit, center field. Chase Utley picked on a sinking fastball and spun it right around.
He's just happy to see somebody that doesn't throw changeups. Certainly Chad Qualls does not throw changeups, and Utley smashed that one into center.
Brandon Webb, what an outing. He went 7 innings. He allowed 7 hits, a pair of runs earned, no walks, 6 strikeouts. Both Hamels and Webb did their thing. They did not disappoint. And here is Ryan Howard. And Brad Lidge begins to warm in the Phillies bullpen. As Gracie was speaking of, the anybody but Brandon Webb mantra, I would imagine being spoken throughout that dugout.
Well, just Diamondbacks. Boy, if they don't come up with this one, Darren, you're going to kick yourself all the way back to Phoenix this afternoon on the fly at about the top of the 6th inning. I'm sorry, the top of the 7th inning.
Hamels was still out there working, and if you watched it, you might think there should be another notch or 2 on that earned run column for Cole Hamels.
Ran themselves right out of a big inning, did the Diamondbacks.
Howard the other way, base hit. Utley thinks about it with a huge turn, and they get it back in. All right. The runners are now on 1st and 2nd with nobody out. Burrell and Worth are waiting. Qualls had gone 15 outings without a double play. He got one in his last outing.
Well, that's pretty right there.
Yes, it is.
Big slugger, just going the other way with the pitch.
Neither team has been lighting up the boards in that category. Facing a righty here, he has induced 7 double plays. Got to believe in that sinker, though. And throw to a right-handed hitter. Sometimes the temptation for Qualls is to go with the slider and think strikeout.
And Robbie Hammock and Chad Qualls can't get together.
That is a sinker, but it's away. 1-0 the count. Grounded to short, he's grounded to third, and he's flied to right field. He is 1 for 11 in this series. Slider, a beauty. One and one the count to Burrow.
What a pitch. Burrow can't believe it, but that was a strike.
No doubt about it. Looks like some of the pitches Chris Burke had to deal with earlier that looked like they were at the bottom half of the zone as well. He hits it. It's that ground ball he wants, by the way. Philly's #1 pick out of the University of Miami. Digging in for a 1-2. It's outside. 2-2 the count with Jason Worth waiting on deck. Jeff Jenkins left the ball game, had a bruised left elbow when he banged into that out-of-town scoreboard on a play that did not cost the Phillies a run. Made a great effort, just ran out of room. The 2-2. Instead, he takes a look. Cincinnati leads Milwaukee 2-1 in the 6th inning. The lone run in that game, a C.C. Sabathia home run. Wow.
It's a couple of home runs he's hit this year.
Yes. High drive, deep left field. That one is gone. He got him with a slider.
Well, this Philly lineup just has so many dangerous hitters. Pat Burrell kind of been flying under the radar behind Chase Utley and Ryan Howard, but now all three of them walk back to the dugout together after that long ball by Pat Burrell. And they're going to give him a curtain call here in Philly. These fans are unbelievable. Yeah, go on out and give it to him, Pat.
Well, a couple of years ago, he endured a season that many might not bounce back from. He hit playing every day .209 in 2003. So that's some pretty good power numbers. Still drove in a few runs. Kind of like that year that we're seeing Andrew Jones have in L.A. Just a woeful year that makes you think you might just want to go home. Well, he just went home along with his two teammates.
Absolutely. He is home here in Philadelphia, and they love him here.
5-2 the score. The Phillies lead it. Oh, what a disappointing turn of events the last few innings for the Diamondbacks. Not to discredit at all these Philly sluggers.
And once again, after you thought that Chad Claus was starting to turn the corner and get it back, two ringing base hits and a long ball for a 3 spot.
Stephen Drew. Worth is erased. He was looking for that ground ball against Burrell. And now here is Pedro Feliz. Brad Lidge will clock in all likelihood here in a few moments. He has had an incredible first half, and he was confidently warming that his teammates might score a run or two for him.
And he has been, once again here in Philadelphia, he is back to being lights out Lidge.
20 of 20 with a .92.
Connor Jackson getting it from the left field bleachers.
That one on a line. That one gone.
That ball was smashed. That got out of here in less than a second. Fastball stayed right up around the belt, and that ball was just absolutely clobbered. Bob Melvin's going to come give Chad Qualls the rest of the day off. Chad Qualls, I think, is going to really benefit from these 4 days, Darren. He's logged a lot of miles in the first half.
Boy, had a couple of steps in the right direction on this trip, and a very tough outing today. 6-2 Philly. Well, unfortunately for the Arizona Diamondbacks, another quality start, another solid pitching performance out of this rotation that, unless they rally against this Phillies bullpen, just rips away and is wasted.
I mean, once again, you can pile on Chad Qualls, but this game, the turning point of this game is the top of the 7th inning when the Diamondbacks found a way to put up a 0 on the board when they had 3 base hits, one including a double off the wall that for some reason Stephen Drew wasn't able to score. And everything went haywire after that, and you could just feel the momentum, Darren. You felt it, we felt it here, and the Phillies haven't stopped scoring since then. 5 runs since then.
You swing with a different mode when you're down by 2 or 3 runs at home, and you start to grip the bat a little bit tighter when you feel the game slipping away from you. That one bounces in there. 1-2 the count. Connor Robertson working, or co-robber as the governor likes to call it. Get an opportunity here. Young man out of Birmingham Southern University. He was a slugger in college. I mean, a big time home run hitter. The 1-2. A little help there, waving at a pitch high in the zone. Ruiz goes down on strikes. Well, and Bradley still throwing, figuring I'll get my inning of work and get tuned up for Yankee Stadium.
Why not? This game is a little more important.
I couldn't agree with you more.
It's an exhibition game a couple of days from now. This one helps you in the standings. And someday our fair commissioner will take that home field advantage away from the All-Star game because it's an exhibition game.
Tracy makes the play. Lidge coming on. Connor Jackson was getting buried by the fans out there. They love to know. FSN Arizona presents D-Backs Baseball, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. With Southwest Airlines, you're now free to be more productive. Visit southwest.com today. And by SRP, helping you live wisely in the desert. Fans, here's your SRP cool change tip of the game. And don't forget, here is our reminder for every run the D-Backs score this season. SRP will plant 10 trees. Andrew Miller takes the baseball for the Florida Marlins. Chad Billingsley for the Los Angeles Dodgers. And that ball game gets underway here in just a few minutes at Dodger Stadium. And the Dodgers came in 2 games behind the Diamondbacks in the standings. As Brad Lidge is a closer, not a safe situation. Charlie Manuel uses Brad Lidge in 4-run games at home. In this little ballpark, I think that's a great idea.
Absolutely.
Because you figure, Grace, you warm him up, then you bring someone else in. They give up a couple of hits, then he has to come in with trouble.
Get him in the game. He's up. Get him in the game.
Emilio Bonifacio gets an opportunity. Lidge now with the pitcher spot in the 5th spot, and Bruntlett in the 9 hole now.
Bonifacio's sitting on the bench all day. Hey, Emilio, you're the hitter. Oh, okay, great. Who's pitching? Brad Lidge. Oh, thanks.
And there's that slider. It's inside. There's a strike. It was not Jamie D'Antona, who is hitting .375 in AAA, the third highest average in all of minor league baseball. They got the call recently when Bonifacio came up, and he had some classy things to say about the move today. As Bonnie takes high and hops back out of there.
Oh.
Getting the chance to go to the Futures game at Yankee Stadium. He was speaking with Steve Gilbert, and he said Bonifacio deserved to go up. He's a 1 in a million talent, that he understands most of the team's needs this year, and that the call-ups have been in the outfielder pitchers. And there's a strike, but we want to congratulate D'Antona for that honor of being in Yankee Stadium at the Futures game today, and what a year he's having.
Yeah, Jamie D'Antona is he's gonna be here soon. We'll see him probably sometime in September. Heaven forbid an injury.
Three and two the count. Slider left it up just a little bit. Philly leads it 6-2. Just got a piece of it. A Futures game just wrapped up with the world beating the United States at Yankee Stadium 3-0.
Wow. Guess the future's not real bright offensively for the Americans.
D'Antona was 0 for 3 in that game. Congratulations for the opportunity to play in it. And a chance to play in Yankee Stadium. And that one is rolled foul. You saw him early in his career a little bit, didn't you, down in spring training and such?
Yeah, I was doing a little instructing in the minor leagues 3 or 4 years ago, and got some time with Jamie D'Antona. And he is a very talented hitter. Kind of battled his weight the last couple of years, but he's got himself in better shape. And look out here.
Yep, you bet. Boy, is that fun to watch. Jimmy Rollins, turnabout is fair play, my friend. You have done it to a lot of folks.
That's not just normal speed, folks. That is that. If there's a faster guy in the game, Darren, I haven't seen him yet. That was a routine grounder to short, and he beat it cleanly.
1 in a million talent, as his former minor league teammate said.
We could just smell it. Here he goes.
Had the wings out as he went through.
That's a Gold Glove shortstop too, and he didn't take his time. He got rid of it quick, and Bonifacio just flat out beat it.
A blazer over the outside corner. No balls and 2 strikes. That one runs away. A 2-seam fastball from Lidge. Jose Valverde now closes games in Houston. Lidge was moved, and they thought change of scenery, and then get a center fielder and Michael Bourne back. And that's his slider. And that's strike 3.
That's not even close to a strike. Yep, I think they've got trains to catch as well today, Darren.
Okay. Yeah, that looked wide. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm all for, you know, bigger strike zones or whatever, but
Bonifacio moved up on that strikeout, by the way. Defensive indifference, one of my favorite things. I love writing DI in the book.
Oh, and so does Joe Sr., doesn't he? The Hall of Famer loves defensive indifference.
I'm sure where that ranks Bonifacio in the league with regard to defensive indifferences. Says. That one is high and inside. We figured out what they were saying to Connor Jackson, and he was getting a lot of the business from the boys and the gals in left field. And you stink, I'll say it that way, Jackson. The 1-1.
Yeah, you got the S and the K.
Yes. The chant that is for many years reserved for Barry Bonds when he would play left field.
Well, Gonzo got it pretty good in left field for the Diamondbacks as well. Gonzo was always a guy that opposing fans like to, you know, Gonzo's just a name that you can chant and use that S word.
Broken bat, ground ball, another chance for the Gold Glover, and he shoots him out across the diamond.
Jimmy Rollins says, nice to have Connor Jackson instead of Emilio Bonifacio getting down the line.
Just a human being.
Exactly.
This will be a big win for these Philadelphia Phillies as they now keep an eye on a game that's underway at Dodger Stadium. Florida and LA scoreless in the top of the first inning. Colorado and New York later on tonight. They will look at that one as well. Diamondbacks will keep an eye on the Dodgers. One and 0 the count. Bob Melvin should be going to New York, and he should be on the coaching staff for the All-Star game. He will take a much-deserved rest as that one misses outside. 2-0.
And knowing him, the perfectionist that he is, he's going to look back on this first half and probably be very happy that he's in first place. Be very thankful he's in first place, but also realize, well, there was a lot of missed opportunities as well in the first half. Today will go down as one of those days. The base running.
Orlando Hudson dives that one into right center field. This game's not over yet. It's 6-3 and an RBI for Orlando. His 39th here in the first half. And the speed comes all the way around to score.
No, there's never any doubt about Orlando Hudson and the heart he possesses. He's going to get another well-deserved 4 days off. He could easily be in the All-Star game just because of his defense. He's a 300 hitter.
Yeah, a couple of those boys that have their names starting with U and all their home runs this year, Utley and Ugla.
Yeah, he's not gonna put up the sexy home run stats like that guy will, or Dan Ugla down in Florida.
Would be right. Gold Glover, who's hitting 300. Pretty good.
Exactly. I haven't seen a better defensive second baseman since Roberto Alomar.
That's a large compliment, my friend.
And yes, I did play with Ryan Sandberg all those years. He won all those Gold Gloves, and Sandberg had probably better hands than anybody.
Slider has him jumping out of there.
Defensive indifference.
Well,
make sure you write that down.
That is a DI in the book, and there are a bunch of empty seats now down below. Folks are coming out of them.
I'm going to finish my thought on Orlando Hudson. I've never seen more range from a second baseman. Listen to this crowd.
The Diamondbacks head into the All-Star game, one game below 500 at 47-48. They wrap up a road trip to Washington and Philadelphia with a 3-3 mark. And they pull for the Florida Marlins. There's no doubt about that, to hang on to a 2-game lead. Worst case scenario, they will head home to Phoenix with a 1-game lead in the National League Western Division. A tough one to stomach, some opportunities that slid by the wayside, but again, a much-deserved break for the Diamondbacks, who hope and pray that their second half has a far superior record and that spot in first place remains theirs. We've enjoyed it, folks, in the first half. You enjoy Major League Baseball's All-Star Game. You enjoy watching Mark Grace on the red carpet with all of the Hall of Famers and the All-Stars as well. We'll be back with you on Friday. Final score is 6-3. Our coverage will begin on Friday at 6 o'clock with Miller Lite D-Backs Live pregame show. D-Backs playing hardball is coming up next. We'll see you in the second half. It's been an honor so far, folks. Enjoy the break.